Welcome. You've already learned how to get your buyers hooked, how to spot trends, and where to sell. And now it is time to get to the fun part, the creative part. Now, your design is undoubtedly the number one thing that gets someone to buy your product. It's going to be the part that speaks to them the most, which is why it is so important. Okay. But it does not have to be complicated, and it certainly does not have to be scary, because we've got all the tools that you need to get started as soon as you've finished watching Amplified. And to tell you all about design today, I'm here with Alek and Drew. Why don't you introduce yourselves quickly?
Hey everyone, my name is Alek. I've been doing print on demand for a little over 6 years now with Printify, and I also make YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, and I'm Drew from Kittl, and we also have a YouTube channel where we're teaching different things from print on demand to graphic design. Kittl's a tool that works right in your browser for design and has some amazing AI-powered tools, which we're going to look at today.
Look forward to learning about that. But before you actually start designing, there are a few things that you need to consider. First of all, what product are you actually designing for? Are you designing for apparel like a t-shirt or a hoodie, or something that has a harder surface like a mug or a phone case, or something like hats or a bag that might be a little bit more complicated? You have to think about what print method you are designing for. Is it going to be DTG or DTF for a t-shirt? Is it going to be an all-over print item that might require a pattern or a more abstract design? Or is it something like embroidery or even engraving? And lastly, you have to consider, does the design need to be adapted for a different product or a different color variant or even a different niche? And how easy will it be to adapt that design? Now, again, design does not have to be scary. We're going to start today with very basic text designs, literally just a few words on a t-shirt, because those designs sell, and our data consistently shows this. Alek, why do simple text designs sell so well?
Well, they sell well because you can tailor a simple text design to almost any niche. You can make them funny, you can make them serious, and they're so easy and versatile. They can go on almost any product, making them a bestseller.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's almost an instant way for a buyer to express who they are, their personality, their identity, their mood. You can read it in a few seconds and there, you know who that person is, right? All right. So we have a ton of beginner-friendly tools and templates in both Printify and Kittl to help you get started quickly while you are learning the nitty-gritty of design as you build your shop. So Alek will start us off in Printify, showing us a very basic design.
Yes. So I'm going to show you the simplest way to get started creating a design. Now, the very first thing is to select the product that you're going to be selling. And today I figured what better than probably the all-time bestseller and the most classic, just a simple t-shirt. So I'm going to click through the Printify catalog and select one, and we'll use Printify Choice as the supplier. Now, when I hit Start Designing and this page loads, we're going to get the Printify editor. So this is where you can upload your design if you already have one. And right up here on the right side, you can select some variants. So if you don't want to sell just a white blank t-shirt with a design on it, you can select some more colors in here to add your design to. So I'll just select a few, for example, but this is really what we're paying attention to, this box in the middle. This is where our design goes, and this is the print area for our product. Now, luckily, right inside of Printify, there's a bunch of tools that we can use to get designs for our product. So if you look at this toolbar, there's a few options over here. The graphics tab has a bunch of pre-made graphics and templates that you can use right inside your designs. So even if you've never made a design or you've never worked with graphics before, you have some that are ready to go. All you have to do is click and it'll import it right into your product, right into your design. So you could use this in your product design if you wanted to. I guess if you're, making an Earth-themed product or something. Now, there's a few other tools. There's an AI generator in here, so you can type in a prompt. It'll generate a graphic for you that you can use on your product. But today, we're going to keep it the simplest way that we can make a design. We're going to do it in the simplest way. We're going to use a simple text design. In Printify, they've got a bunch of pre-made templates that we could use if you want to style it a little bit more. But I'm going to wing it. We're going to go for it, and we're just going to create something right here live. So I'm going to scroll through and pick a font. I think that this one looks good. It's kind of a funky little, font. And then we can type in our text. So this is what the design is actually going to say. You can use AI to come up with your design, or you can just, come up with something on your own. So I thought we would go with something kind of punny. And I think we'll say positive, just a, sort of pet pun. And then I'm going to duplicate this layer. And we're going to make a second layer that says, maybe, vibes only. There we go. So kind of a little pun on, a pet themed t-shirt. You guys get it?
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Positive vibes only. So there we go. In just a few seconds, I'm able to create, honestly, not a terrible looking design with just a few text layers and kind of a fun idea. I can even take it a step further. So if I select the design, I could add like a curve to the text if I wanted to, and just spice the design up a little bit more like that. From here, I could add a graphic to it, maybe like a paw print or something to really drive home that this is kind of like a pet-themed punny shirt. And from there, we could try and list it for sale.
Let's go back into those text templates real quick now and show those again. Yeah, these templates, these are a really great place to start for beginners, because if you're not sure what font combinations to use or maybe how to style the curved text, you can add one of these templates and kind of adjust it a little bit to your liking if you need. So, all right, let's take this now a little bit to the next level, add a graphic in Kittl. Drew is going to show us how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really like our theme of things not being scary, because you can hop into an editor, maybe that looks like Kittl, and you can say, okay, there's a lot. There's a pen tool down here. There's a canvas tool. There's all these buttons. It can be a little bit daunting at times. But we want to keep things simple. We want to keep things not scary. Now, of course, we also have the templates like we were mentioning. You could type in t-shirt. You could type in dog. You can go through our elements. You can also type in, for example, I could type in dog, which is how I found some of the illustrations you see over here on the right side. We also have the pre-made text layouts and things if text layout isn't your strongest suit. But what I want to show you today is actually a newer feature to Kittl, which is called Kittl Flows. And you can kind of see that it's been built out here. So for example, I have also selected some text. Over here, we can have all of our different fonts. You can see some kind of cute kawaii style fonts over here on the right side that are fun for more of an exciting kind of pun design like this. But because we have this smartboard feature, which is connected to AI, I thought, well, maybe let's add a smartboard, which I can do with hitting this little arrow key. And you can see that there's a smartboard now where I can prompt in something over here and then select one of our models. I'm going to keep it on Nana Banana for now because I think it's super strong. It's very exciting. And if I select this artboard right here, let me zoom in just a little bit. Over here, I said, make the text more round, more bubbly, insert little paw prints, things like that. And you can see in about 15 seconds, it took my basic text and did what I said. It made it more round. It made it more paw print style. Then I said, well, let's take it a step further. So then I added another smartboard and I said, change the style of the design to be more kawaii inspired. And it gave me these little like cute cats and little paw prints and things like that. And so this is a great way if you're scared of kind of hopping into intense graphic design principles, you can use something like Kittl Flows to prompt your way into what you want to see. And that's really what we've done down here. So for example, we have the design components, like I was mentioning. I found our dog, I got our text. We do have effects in Kittl, like the same kind of text effects you were mentioning. So we have the little circle down here, we have an angle, we have other things like that. But if we connect our smartboard, which you can see right here, I can also change the character. So instead of the dog, I said, change the dog in the center to be a cat instead. And because I'm using Nana Banana, one of those intense, powerful features of Nana Banana is consistency. So to keep the characters the same. So it has the same dog style transferred as a cat. So now the cat is orange. The text is exactly the same as it should be. And then you say, okay, well, what if we change the breed of, the dog or the cat? And then I decided to test it out. So I said, okay, well, let's change the dog to a Saint Bernard. And it did it, right? It keeps all the text the same. It just changes the dog exactly. And we can keep going with this. I was like, okay, well, let's try a bulldog. And so then it gives me a happy bulldog. You got to put your adjectives and things in there. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm wrong. If I haven't seen an orange bulldog, I don't want to.
I've never seen need one.
Okay.
If you've seen an orange bulldog, let us know in the chat.
For sure. But then I was like, okay, well, let's add another smartboard and let's make some more realistic colors. And I was like, change the colors of the dog to be gray and white, change the text to be dark gray because I don't want a gray dog with orange text. I want it to be consistent on my shirt. And so boom, there it is. It keeps the same. I mean, truly, this surprises me every time. I kind of want to just start playing and just start playing right now. But like it keeps everything so consistent and then changes the color. And I decided to take it even further and was like, can we change this style? So then I added another little smartboard here. If I click on this, you can see the prompt here. Turn this into a vintage style design, making the text on the top and bottom serif. I can turn it into like a vintage hatched style design. And you can see it's like, I mean, it did it. It turned it into a vintage design. I didn't have to like do anything.
Now, Drew, that looks like a really long prompt. Did you come up with that on your own?
No, what I said was turn this into a vintage style design. And then I used this little tool right here called Enhance Prompt, and it gave me all of this other stuff. So it gave me words like etched, cross-hatched, vintage, right? So it really helped me like craft the style I was wanting, which is exactly, this is what I had in my mind, like the little hatched lines and things like you would see kind of in the old
This
times.
is such a useful tool because creating a prompt is an art in itself these days. You have to be super descriptive, but with this click of the button, you can do it. It'll do it for you immediately.
Yeah.
You get a design like this.
100%. And another thing that I like to do with smartboards, and something that I hope a lot of people start doing, is I maybe really like this cat, but I don't necessarily want it with the text anymore. I'll do a prompt like extract the cat by itself. And then I'll just say on a white background just for good measure so I know that it's going to do it correctly. And then I'll be able to use the cat by itself without the text. So like we could make a sticker, for example. And so I'm going to keep it on Nana Banana. And while that is generating, which it shouldn't take too long, I'm going to go down and show you one more cool feature about Flows, which is connecting boards together. So you can see I have that same illustration from above, but then I have a real photo of a dog. So maybe you're going to be offered personalized items, something like that, right? And you are going to take somebody's actual photo, but you want to characterize it, or you want to make it the kawaii style or whatever. Well, I can link these boards together, and then I can basically put in the prompt right here to turn the realistic dog into an illustration style like the illustrated dog. And then so boom, it gave it to me, right? It gave me this dog, right, which I think is a border collie maybe. And then it turned it into that character. And then I was like, well, I need the full body. So I just added another smartboard and I said, create a full body view. And it's pretty amazing. That's for it to be able to create legs, right, from this dog.
In probably like 30 seconds, you did this too. And
yeah.
I love this example because personalization right now is huge.
Yes.
And I think, you're definitely going to get sales if you start offering personalization. But I think a lot of new sellers are a little bit scared to offer personalization because they don't know how to take somebody's picture and make it truly
Illustrated.
unique. Yeah, and how to illustrate it or make it into a line drawing, for example. And here you can do that with one prompt.
100%. And so here's our cat that we worked on earlier from the prompt. So again, it says right here, extract a cat. And now you might be saying, okay, well, that's all fine and good, but it's on a white background. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Glad you asked. So I can convert it to an image here, and then we can use our nifty background remover, which is all built right into Kittl, and that's going to give us our cat right here that we can use. I can make it a little bit bigger so that we can see it a little bit better, and we could export it right from here if we want. We could go ahead and quick export it as a PNG, but we can take it a step further, and we could vectorize this cat so that we could use it for something else. Maybe we need to put an outline behind it. And so I can just go ahead and decide like, okay, maybe I want 7 colors. I don't know if there's necessarily 7 colors in this cat, but we can give it a minute to think about that. And then now we have our cat. And so if we want to start changing some of the gray colors to like, or the eye color to like a red, and we want to change this color to like yellow. Now we have a really intense like anime cat maybe. And so you can...
It's giving me Pikachu vibes.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe we'd pick something like maybe a little bit more realistic. But yeah, so you can get your different colors, which is, it could be good for anything.
Yeah, but the different colors and the fact that you can choose them here is really, really good for embroidery particularly. Because embroidery, you can only choose from a certain set of colors. There's 15 colors you can choose from, but But now with this, when you vectorize it, you can already choose those colors, place where you want them to go, and then as soon as you export it, it'll be ready for an embroidered product.
Yes, exactly. And so we're just about, I think, time to start uploading some stuff. I do want to clarify one thing because I get asked this a lot, and we're going to be improving on this. So you're kind of like the advanced standing students right now, because not a lot of people, you can connect boards. So to do that, just so I can show you really briefly, let's say we just draw another board right here. Let's say we had another image, or maybe we had text even. I can go ahead and add this smartboard, and click and drag it into this one. You see how it locks in there? So for example, maybe I put some text on here that says positive vibes only. And then I say connect all these and create a design. That's how you do it. So I just wanted to clarify that real quick. But there's a couple of ways that we can export our designs. I think I really like this one with the cat. I'm biased. I'm a cat person. So I'm going to convert this one. I'm going to do the same thing, remove the background. And once that's ready, again, there's two ways we can export it. We can do this little quick export tool right here, or you can go up here into the right where it also says export, and you can use all of your different little features right here. You can control your DPI, which is very important for print on demand. You always want a high DPI like 300, and you can do JPEG, which you don't need for this, or an SVG or anything you want. But I think my favorite way to do it is just with the quick export tool. So I'm going to go here. PNG is perfect. It's already transparent. There's no background. We removed it already. And I'm just going to export it at 3 times because why not? And so that's going to be ready. And I'm also going to do the same thing with the cat because maybe we want to see it on a sticker or something like that. So just go over here, hit export, and we're good to go with this right here. And now I think we're ready to see these on some products, right?
Yeah, let's upload them and actually create a real product with the designs that you just made. So I think those look great. Now I'm just going to hop back into the Printify editor. This is where, again, you can upload your design. I got a mug pulled up right here. You can just drag it in, but I'm just going to select to upload from the device. And I think I'll use this design that you made originally for a shirt, but I think it's going to look great on the mug.
Absolutely. And I think that was one thing that we were also talking about a little bit earlier before we started, which was adapting designs to other things. And so this is great for a t-shirt, but also, like you said, for a mug.
Exactly. So I'm going to upload that. I'm going to let this kind of render out while I create another product. And this time I'm going to create a sticker. So I've already got it pulled up. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to select our design. And one thing I wanted to mention, Drew, is this is really cool because we honestly started with a simple text design and never did we have to actually go through and manually create a graphic. We used Kittl the whole time, and we just created a real product and a real graphic just based on text. So if you can get a simple text design,
that's cool.
You can create a graphic and you can create sellable products all the way through.
Yeah. And we did all of this in under 20 minutes, right? You guys just watched us do this. And that goes to show how scalable designs can be with Kittl, how simple they really can be, and how much of a bestseller just text can be. All right. Now, before we leave, you have some gifts for us, don't you?
I do. Yes. So I have an offer for us, and that is going to be with Kittl. We're going to be giving you a 1-month free subscription. You see right here, you can scan the QR code to get it, or if you have any problems, of course, you can comment over in the Sellers Club. We can figure it out for sure. But we also want to give you 3,000 additional AI tokens to play with those AI models. So we don't just necessarily have Nana Banana. We have ChatGPT, Image One, Seed Dream. We have all these different models, and we really want you to put them to the test, play with them, use the enhanced prompt feature. So we're going to give you that as well. And of course, we have tons of tutorials showing you how to do this on the Kittl YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So join Sellers Club now if you haven't, in order to get those awesome discounts. Now, where can our viewers learn more from each of you?
You can find me on YouTube at Alek Sheffy.
And you can find me on @Kittl Design at YouTube.
Definitely go check out those tutorials. You'll learn some awesome stuff with them. Now, from basic text designs to luxurious personalized embroidery, we know how important it is to improve and simplify the design process for you to get started. So let us now show you the awesome things you can do in the Printify Product Creator.